I need to be free. In Kentucky, 1955, that's when Tony Gripshover just started being alive. He was the 6th Gripshover born as a child slave in a house full of scorn, being forced to pull the corn, having to mow the lawn around the pond at 4 in the morn. Tony was worn and torn. He worked with all his might. He worked well into the night. Tony was a man you could trust. He broke his back for Camillus. He hunkered for that drunkard who would only come home just to beat his mom. I need some peace tonight. I don't wanna fight. I need to get these feelings out of me. I need tranquility. I need to be free. Camillus wouldn't allow them to cuss, and real life issues he wouldn't discuss. That German vermin kept squirming and sperming into his cousin in the buff, who he was loving in the muff, till there were 9 kids, whose freedom he forbids. This man is so depraved, he turned his own kids into slaves. He was the machine, and they were the cogs. He was the man with the whip, and they were the peasant dogs. Like a hoe, they cut his tobacco. The sun burnt them to a crisp, but they weren't pissed. They worked hard for that man of sin, and they did so with a Mexican grin. I need some peace tonight. I don't wanna fight. I need to get these feelings out of me. I need tranquility. I need to be free. When Camillus would go to the bar, Tony would sneak out his guitar. He'd sing for his girl, he'd sing for the world. Tony found himself a cassette tape, and he recorded a great take that would forever change his fate. One night, Pawpaw ordered Tony to turn the TV off, but Tony didn't do it fast enough. Pawpaw was peed, and he ordered Tony to leave. Tony had no place to go, but they didn't care if he froze. He had only known one home, and he didn't even have a cell phone. So while Tony's trembling, he hops into his gremlin, and he drives down the road all alone. I need some peace tonight. I don't wanna fight. I need to get these feelings out of me. I need tranquility. I need to be free. Tony's mother died, and Tony cried. He went back home to see her eyes. In a world of dread, where 30,000 kids starve till they're dead, you got Tony's daddy swinging a golf club at his own son's head. He swings with all his might. The mouth whore is crying out to give him more, because she knows daddy's always right. Even though Tony is barely surviving, out on a limb, his family sinned and told him that his mom had died because of him. And on a whim, they even got his baby sister, Rebecca, to turn her back on him. I need some peace tonight. I don't wanna fight. I need to get these feelings out of me. I need tranquility. I need to be free. Tony was on Richwood Road on Thanksgiving in 1973 when he got into a car wreck and his head exploded against a tree. Then he goes to heaven and the saints of 7 beckon him. Red Rover, it's time for Tony Gripshover to come over. Even though it's usually left unsaid, God isn't real, God is dead, and Tony isn't alive. Tony fled instead, and then his head bled. The Gripshovers gave him a once-over and buried the young Gripshover underneath the clovers. Tony was cool, Tony was gnarly, but he invoked the hatred out of Charlie. So Charlie, in a fit of rage, destroyed Tony's great take. He stole his fate. Charlie raped Tony's tape and left him with no other traits except for his namesake. So now I dread that Tony Gripshover is completely dead. That tape was blown, and now Tony will forever remain unknown. His lungs were hung and his tongue was left unsung. He died and nobody says why. And that's why I made this song for him, so that Tony Gripshover's unsung tongue stays forever young. I need some peace tonight. I don't want to fight. I need to get these feelings out of me. I need tranquility. I need to be free. I need to be free.